All right, so today I'm going to talk about building a profitable trading system. Okay, and you guys know how much I love systems, right? I love systems, I love management, and pretty much every single video I've done, pretty much every single YouTube video I've made, pretty much every single lecture I've done has always been on these kind of topics, right? If you notice, I don't really do many videos or lectures on trading patterns, setups, candlesticks, things of that nature, because I personally believe that that's only a small portion of being a profitable trader, right? What's really important is you building a trading system. So all of my lectures have basically been around getting that mindset in you about, probability, about creating a system that you can actually stick to and follow, right? That's how most of my lectures are based around. Like the last video you watched that I did was on the coin flip analogy, right? Getting used to the market returns. Then the one that I did before was called passive day trading for profits. Again, using bracket orders and creating a system. And then the ones before that I've done are all been on mindset. So I believe that's what's really more important in trading, right? And today we're going to talk about that. So today's topic is going to be building a profitable trading system. But here's the truth first, right? The truth is that most at-home traders are undisciplined and uneducated on the truth about the markets, right? Not because you're ignorant, but mainly because the lack of understanding on how a profitable trading system is created, right? Because most new traders they focus on like candlestick patterns, teach me the strategy. They don't really think about how do I create a system, right? New traders don't think about that because that's not, that's secondary to them. They don't know because they don't have the understanding for it. Not because they don't want to, not because they're ignorant, right? Because you don't have a profitable understanding. So, because here's the thing, what comes to your mind when I say trading systems? I think what comes to people's mind is, hey, it's a black box, it's an automated trading robot, Forex robot. No. So when I say trading systems, I don't mean what you think I mean. It's not a black box. It's not an automated system, right? But rather, a profitable trading system is a set of rules that have been proven to result in a positive outcome, right? With enough frequency and sample size. So a system, all that it is, a trading system, all that it is a set of rules that you're tested and have been proven to work over a big enough sample size with enough frequency of trades, right? That's basically it is. Because anything you find that works most of the time, you're going to do it, right? So like for example, that, hey, if I go to the gym every day, work out 5 days a week, right? Lift weights, I eat well, yeah, you're going to get in good shape. It's a system, right? Same thing with this. This is a set of rules. It's been proven, right? I've proven it for myself, and I've proven it, for hundreds of students that I've personally coached and worked with, right? Some who are at prop firms right now, working for other trading firms, some running money management firms. So it's a proven system. It works, but you got to build it. But what it is, it's not a set of rules, okay? It's a set of rules. It's not a black box. It's not an automated system. It's not a robot, okay? That's the truth. So what is the truth then? Well, truth is that trading is simply a game of statistical probability, right? Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Anmol, you mentioned that in every single lecture. Every single lecture of yours starts with, trading is simply a game of statistical probability. Why I bring that up every time? Repetition. It is. That literally is the truth about trading. If I was to sum up trading in one line, right? If I was to sum up trading in just one line, that would be the line. Trading is simply a game of statistical probability. All it is. Nothing else, nothing more. So then the question that people ask is, well, if it is just a game of statistical probability, why do we even need to learn strategies? Why do we even need to learn patterns, right? Why should I learn the 3-bar play? Why should I learn the buy setup if it's just statistics, right? Well, here's why. Because we're using the patterns and strategies to increase our probabilities of that trade working. Because if you trade without a pattern, yeah, maybe you get a 30% win rate, 20% win rate, right? But what we're trying to do is with these patterns, we're trying to increase the probability of that trade working and also of that trade actually being able to hit your target, okay? And the number one reasons we use pattern is because every pattern gives us what? It gives us a predefined risk because we know, okay, based on this pattern, here's where the stop loss should go, right? And you can size accordingly. You know what your risk is. So it makes it easy to define risk. Same thing with the entry. You know when to actually get in. You're not guessing. And same with a target, right? So that's why we use pattern, because pattern provides us with an entry, right, a target, and a stop loss, which helps in predefined risk. Okay, so three things we always need before a trade can be taken. Non-negotiable, right? Now, if you guys have a different trading style than me, go for it. Like, I wish you all the best, right? This lecture is more for people who want to have a freedom lifestyle, not a stressful lifestyle. B, you want to build a trading system, right? You don't want to just haywire random stuff every day, right? Or C, maybe you're like, Anmol, I've tried everything, I'm just still a break-even trader, or I've tried everything, I'm just not making any money. This is a surefire way for you guys to end up at least making some money or improving your results, right? And you will see the immediate benefit of that within 3 to 6 months if you execute what I'm about to talk about in this lecture, right? So you gotta, make sure you're paying attention, because this will be definitely move the needle in your trading, but only if you actually do what we're going to talk about and not just use it as a lecture. Because I think a lot of people use lectures as entertainment, right? Intellectual entertainment is what I like to call it. They're just sitting there munching away, eating whatever, having their dinner, and just watching a video like it's Netflix. But then they're like, hey, did you actually do what we've been talking about in those videos? Oh, yeah, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start on Monday, from the next trade. Today I didn't do it because, the market looked like this. So all these excuses come up. But it's like, are you really going to do what we're talking about in the lecture? That's the most important part. I don't want any intellectual, entertainment, right? That's why I don't like to do these lectures, especially on YouTube. It's like, I love you guys, but at the same time, a lot of you guys are, you're watching it, but you're not executing on it. Because I've put out last 5 lectures that I did, right, about pretty much the same topic, and people still seem to have troubles with it. So, but anyways, 3 things before any trade could be taken: entry, stop, and management rules on when to exit. When I say management rules on when to exit, I mean there should be no gray areas. It should be black and white, clear cut, right? You should be able to write it in one line what your management strategy is. And let's say if you hire an assistant, you're like, hey, I'm going to get into this trade, and you got to manage it. And you show her your management strategy, show him your management strategy in a one-liner. He or she should be able to follow it and execute on it. That's how black and white it should be. It shouldn't be like, yeah, it kind of looked extended, and then the volume came in, market looked a little bit like that, so based on that, I raised my stop. Like, no, that's a gray area. That's you making random decisions on the fly. That's not trading, okay? It should be black and white. Black and white. Okay, I'm going to raise my stop every 5-minute bars low until I get taken out. Okay, I'm going to be riding the 9 EMA. When it breaks the 9 EMA, I'll get out. Now, that's black and white, because you can look at the 9 EMA and see if it's broken or not, right? I'm going to hold it to 2R. I'm going to hold it to 3 to 1, 2 to 1. Black and white. No gray areas. Okay, so no gray areas allowed when coming to building a trading system. So now, what are the benefits of building a trading system, right? The benefits are obviously, there's no thinking required, right? We already know what we need to do when we're in the trade. Like, how powerful is that, right? That when I get into a trade, I literally don't need to think anymore, right? That's why you guys see, like, even in the chat room, like, I'm not typing that much, I'm not chatting that much. I'm in the background, sitting back, relaxing, watching my trade, listening to a podcast, listening to some music, and just enjoying my trading day. So no thinking is required, because we already know what needs to be done when we're in the trade, right? That's a system. Number 2, there's no stress, because you already know and accept your odds, right? You already know what the system can make. You already know and accept your odds. So now you have no stress. Number 3, you're going to have predictable average months and years. For me, as I said, average year is about 200 to 250 R, right? That's the average year. So I know every single year I'm going to be in that ballpark, okay? So roughly what that looks like is about 20 hours a month is what it's going to look like at an average month. I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that. So it's predictable average years and months. Number 4, it takes out the need to use your brain and make fast decisions. Because if you're a newer trader especially, right, you're in a trade and you got to make fast decisions. What do I do? Should I raise my stop? Should I go break even? Right? Too many decisions. When you have a system, you already know what needs to be done. So it takes out the need to use your brain and make fast decisions, because the decisions have already been made. Number 5, which is the most important one for me, it makes trading fun and enjoyable, and you're not going to burn out, right? Most traders quit with frustration or burnout because I mean, think about it. Even if you make money, right, not doing what I'm talking about with the system, but doing whatever you feel like it. Today I'm going to raise my stop. Today I'm going to get out half. This one I'm going to add on. You're doing random stuff, right? Sure, you can make money doing that if you're good at it. But man, it's stressful. Every day you're making so many decisions. You're thinking, it causes brain fatigue. It's called decision fatigue, right? You can Google it. So it makes trading fun and enjoyable. There's no burnout. Number 6, less fees and commissions. Because you're not all the time getting in, getting out, re-entering the trade, re-exiting the trade, right? Exiting half, getting back half. When we're just getting in and getting out, a target or stop loss, that's only one entry, one exit, right? One entry, one exit. So less fees and less commissions will be that. Okay? Number 7, go about your day, right? You can go about your day without having to look at the stock every second. I mean, there's been a lot of times, guys, I take a trade with you guys in the trading room, okay? I put my target, I put my stop loss, and when it's my mic time is done, maybe I get off and I go about my day. I literally, let's say I get in my car, I go get coffee, I drive. I just continue whatever you got to do, guys. You got to pick up your kids from school. You got to go play golf, whatever you want to do. You can go and do that because the bracket orders are already there. It's a system. I can go about my day. Either hits my target, either hits my stop loss, right? All I got to do is just 5 minutes before the market close, I open up my phone, Interactive Brokers app. Oh, okay, that one hit target. All right, good. Okay, all right, this one stopped out. Oh, this one's still open. All right, I'm just going to manually close that before the market close. So it gives you, the ability to go about your day. And you can automate all of that to a degree with bracket orders, right? So that's how you build a system. Number 9 is the best use of your time, higher productivity, right? Best use of your time, higher productivity. Because do the math. If you are trading, let's say, from 9 till 12, right? 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's say you do about let's say you do 3 hours a day, okay? 3 hours a day you trade. Multiply that by 5 trading days a week, right? What do you get? You get 15 hours a week that you're trading, right? What is that in a month? 15 hours. Multiply that by, let's say, 20 trading days a month. 300 hours. So you're basically roughly working and spending 300 hours of your time trading in a month. Now, what do you guys think? In those 300 hours, if in the, background, sorry, not 300. I did 15 into that. But just think about this. Forget about the days. Just look at 3 hours a day, right? Forget the bigger numbers. 3 hours a day, you're trading, right? What if in those 3 hours, you don't have to do any thinking, you don't have to stare at your screen all day long, okay? You don't have to stare at your screen all day long, all right? You're not looking at your screen all day long. What does that give you time to do? For me, I have audible.com. I'm listening to audiobooks. So by the time most of you guys are trading, in that month's time frame, I probably would have finished 3 or 4 audiobooks. Okay? 3 or 4 audiobooks. So I learned more. Could be about mindset, could be about whatever area of my life I want to work on, right? So I'm trading, but I'm also learning and I'm finishing books at the same time. 300, whatever hours you got, right? 3 hours a day, right? You could literally finish that. 3 hours a day, right? 3 hours a day, guys. Most audiobooks are about 7 hours. So literally every 2 to 3 days, you can finish a book. How many books do you think you can finish by the end of the month? Right? How many books do you think you can finish by the end of the month? Right? Think about that. So that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. So again, could be podcast. Any area of your life you want to improve upon. So I'm just saying that it's more productivity. You're being more productive with your time rather than staring at that darn stock. Oh my God, this put in a bottoming tail. That doesn't look good. Ooh, that's a bad break. Volume came in. Ooh, market's doing this, right? You're making the best use of your time. You're developing more in life. Number 10, you actually make money, okay? You actually make money. That's the biggest part, isn't it? Because I know a lot of traders, they're like, oh, I'm still breaking even. I'm not getting the results I want. I'm like, why are you even trying? Just give in and follow a system, right? You actually end up making money and turn from a losing trader to a break-even trader. Full disclosure, right? I didn't make any money in my first year of trading. right? No money my first year of trading. Why? Because I was trying to be the best trader. I was like, I'm going to get the most out of my trade. I'm going to ride this to target. I'm going to raise my stop loss like this. All these complex ways of trading, and I didn't end up anything to show for it, right? Not until I started building a system is when I became profitable, right? Another benefit that I didn't add on here is that now think about that you have a system that's going to guarantee you X amount of money, and you've been doing that consistently. How easy is it to double your income? Think about that. You're trading $100 risk, okay? And you make $200 a year. You're like, okay, this system makes $200 a year, but I'm only trading $100 risk. Next year, you're like, you know what? I want to double my income. All you got to do is not make a single change to that system, but just increase your risk unit from 100 to 200. Now you just doubled your income. Now, let's say your account's growing, you have more money in your account. You're like, okay, I want to double my income. Again, no changes need to be made to the system. System remains the same. You double your risk from 200 to 400. Now you just doubled your income. So that it's very scalable. It helps you scale faster. Okay, it helps you scale faster. All right. So now that we know the benefits of a trading system, now that we know that you need a trading system, how do we actually create one? Okay. Again, 10 steps to creating a trading system. All right. Number one, you got to track the exits on your trades, right? How you get out of the trade, track the exits using various management methods, right? I'll leave that up to you, what you want to pick, okay? But pick at least 5. Pick at least 5 different options. 3 realistic ones that you think you can actually follow and stick to, and 2 long shot ones that you do not think you can follow, okay? So 3 that you know, okay, I can follow that, that's probably easy. 2, you're like, I don't think I can do it, that's too hard, but still track it. I want you to track 5 different ways to get out of a trade, right? And then I want you to track each trade to see how it did on those managements, all right? Make a note and maintain a running log at the end of each trading day to see how those managements did. Keep tracking for at least 6 months. And the reason I say 6 months, a lot of people come in and say, "Hi, Anmol, I've been tracking. I tracked my last 30 trades. This is what I got." I'm like, 30 trades not enough. Or somebody trade, here's my last week's tracking results. 1 week's not enough, all right? So the reason I say 6 months to build a trading system is because 6 months is a good enough time frame for you to have seen up days in the market, down days in the market, right? Sideways days in the market. You would have seen earnings environments. You would have seen non-earnings environments. You would have seen FOMC days. You would have seen big gap up days. You would have seen big gap down days, right? So you've actually end up seeing a lot of different market conditions. So that statistic is going to be obviously more reliable than 1 week or 1 month's worth. Because what if you just track your trading, okay? You track your trading based on 1 month's data. And that 1 month, the market was just crazy bullish going up, up, up. Now in a bear market, your statistics aren't really going to be that reliable, right? So that's why I say 6 months, because in 6 months you would have seen earnings, non-earnings, FOMC, gap up days, down days. So 6 months is a good sample size. Now at the end of 6 months, all you need to do is pick the management that did the best, performed the best, and the one that you can realistically actually follow, right? But here's the thing. This is where I will say Jared and I differ a little bit in our thinking, in our thought process here. So Jared's thought process is, hey man, like not everybody can, not everybody's mentally strong, not everybody can hold to the target. So do something that you can stick to. And I agree with that, right? You should do something that you can stick to. But I also think that's a cop out, right? That's you saying, hey, just because I can't do it, I'm not going to do it. Well, if one person can do it, so can the other. So if you can't follow it, here's the difference in my thought process. Get yourself to freaking follow it, right? Get stronger, get tougher mentally, right? Just give up trying to be right. Give up trying to be the best trader you can be. Just focus on making money, okay? So once you found that system, rinse and repeat for the rest of your life, okay? I came up with the 2R system, right? And I've been doing it for 10 years now. Why do I need to change, right? Why do I need to change? Tracked it for a bunch of years. That's what I'm doing. 10 years into my career, I'm still doing it. There must be a reason behind my madness, right? There's a method behind the madness. So once you found a system, just rinse and repeat, do it for the rest of your life. And then take any trade that meets your trading plan and follow it the same way. So literally, that's what I call 6 months to profitability. Within 6 months' time, anybody can do this, right? And in 6 months' time, you'll have a trading system that you could literally follow for the rest of your life. So the question is, are you able to give up 6 months of being right and just actually just follow this process for 6 months? 6 months in, you will have a system for the rest of your life. So that's how you create a trading system, okay? So now what does tracking look like? So this is just an example of one of my spreadsheets. So I don't track a lot of different methods now. I only track 3R, 2R, 1R, right? But you can see here, I track this for myself. What if I did 3R on every single trade? What did I make? What if I did 2R on every single trade? What did I make? What if I did 1R on every single trade? What did I make? I kept a log like this every single day. At the end of the day, I went to my spreadsheet, typed in the symbol I traded today. So for example, today I will type in UMRX, and I will just put -1 in all of them because none of them went to target. And then at the end of the trading log, you see this, right? If I did 3R on all my trades out of about, how much are these? Looks like 110 trades, right? So out of 110 trades, if I did 3R, all or nothing on every single trade, I would have made about roughly 39 Rs, right? 41 wins, 61 losses, only having a win percentage of 38%, but look at the P&L. End up making, I don't know if that's P&L is correct, but that's the P&L. Okay, based on $300 risk. Now here's the next one. If I did 2R, I made pretty much close to 3R, right? A little bit less, 36R, right? Different batting average, a little bit lower profit. But now check this out. 1R all or nothing, which for some reason a lot of you guys think is the best management, was the worst management for me. Why? I'll tell you why. Look at this. 1R all or nothing, I don't know actually these statistics are right or wrong, but it only ended up making at the end of the result, made like 5R. 5R. But look at that, with the highest win rate though, right? Highest win rate, but the lowest profit. Highest win rate, but the lowest profit. Okay? And you know what the reason why this was? Because every single trade that went 2R for me, right? Every single trade actually that went 1R also went 2R. Notice that? So every trade that I made 1R on, 2R made 2R. 1R, right? 2R made 2R. So every trade I was always behind by 1R on 2R because every 1R for me went to 2R. Okay? All right. No, this is where you guys are going wrong. It does not depend on the type of market. Because we're saying 6 months of tracking, right? What was my last point? 6 months of tracking. So valid question, doesn't it depend on the market? But no, it doesn't. Because we're not tracking on one market. We're tracking 6 months of results. In 6 months, you would have seen up days, down days, gap up days, gap down days, sideways days. You'd have seen earnings, non-earnings. So you've seen everything in 6 months. So it does not depend on the market one bit. It's all purely statistical game. So now the question is, the person says, hey, if this is what it is, then we should do 3R, right? Because 3R made the most money, correct? So we should do this. Well, not so quickly. Here's why. So how to choose which ones are right for you, right? 2R and 3R are the top winners. Which one should we choose? Well, it depends on your goals and if you can realistically follow them. So if you're like, man, I don't even know if I can follow 2R, well, then you shouldn't be trying for 3R. You should try to 2R, right? The other thing also is it worth it to get slightly more money, okay? So you're making slightly more when you're doing 3R, but is it worth slightly making more money, but giving up almost 8% in the win rate? See that? Because in 3R, I'm making more money than 2R, but I'm giving up 8% in win rate, okay? And 3R will probably have more ups and downs, right? So perhaps you're mentally strong and you're like, you know what, Anmol? I used to be in the Navy SEAL. I'm in the Army. I could, whatever. I could do it. I could do 3R. I'm mentally strong. I just want to do what makes the most money. I don't care about anything else. If you're mentally that strong, I would have said, go do 3R, right? Go do 3R. Absolutely do 3R if you can. But for me, I chose 2R, right? The reason I chose 2R is because I was like, you know what? I don't think it's worth it to make 1%, 10%, less than 10% better money, but then give up 8% in win rate. So I'd rather win more and make a slightly less amount, but it'd be more consistent, right? Than do this. So that's how I made the decision. So that's a decision you'll have to make for yourself as to what you would want to do. So if you come up after 6 months and you find two or three management that are very close by to each other, then you got to make that decision, right? Do you want a high win rate? Do you want more profit? Make that decision. Okay. All right. So things to keep in mind when picking a management system and some questions to ask yourself. A, do I want to win more due to psychological reasons, right? Or do I want to use what has the best results? Ask yourself the question. Do you want to make more money or do you want to have more freedom, right? So maybe let's say that, for example, the 9 EMA management strategy, that actually ended up making more money than even 2R. But I was like, but that doesn't give me time and freedom because I actually have to sit there and watch the chart to make sure it doesn't break the 9 EMA, because if it breaks, I have to get out. So basically, I have to sit in front of my computer all day unless it breaks it, right? So that's how I made the decision by answering that question is like, I would rather take more time and freedom and just do 2R and set it and forget it rather than having to trail my stop every up and down. You know what I mean? So that's the question that I use to answer that question for myself. Number 3, are you okay with looking at the stock all the time and manage it based on a strategy, or do you want to set it and forget it, right? So for me, I want to set it and forget it. 4, can you handle the ups and downs and follow the management through the tough times? Because every single management strategy has a tough time, okay? There's going to be times where you're looking to go 2R, they go 1.9R, and then they stop out, right? There's going to be a lot of trades where you're going to go through losing streaks. You're going to stop. So every single strategy, no matter what the strategy is, will have a tough time. The question is, can you handle it and hold it through those ups and downs and through those tough times? That's going to be the deciding factor. Okay, so these are the questions you need to ask yourself. So here's some example. By the way, I don't know why this slideshow messed up these wordings. Trust me, I'm not dyslexic, but I put the spaces, but it didn't show up on the spreadsheet. But here's an example of using your brain costing you money versus sticking to it and letting the trade play out. And these are all examples from this week, guys, right? These are all examples from this week. This was NVAX yesterday, okay? Don't read the title. This was NVAX from yesterday, right? We got this beautiful little bear flag. It broke the VWAP. I shorted it yesterday. I put my stop loss. It dropped down to 1.9R. 1.9R went. 0.1 from my 2R target. And then it ripped from $101, $105, right? A lot of people got out for 1R, right? They lowered their stop. They got out 1R. I held it, sticking to my plan, came down, ended up hitting my 2R target. So no jittery feeling, no stress, no, oh, should I change my order? Oh, I need to watch it. While here I am leaning back on my chair, listening to a podcast, I'm like, whatever happens, happens. And it finally ends up hitting, and I get 2R. So this trader ends up making 1R. I end up making 2R. Okay? Next trade. Again, another example from this week. Right? This was Monday. NVIDIA. I took a trade on NVIDIA long, right over here. Stop loss goes right under there. I'm in it, pops up. Damn, pulls back. Right? Went back up again. Boom. A lot of people in the room said, hey, I raised my stop to break even. And on this pullback, they got out for break even. I kept my stop loss in, set it and forget it. Whatever choppiness happened. At the end of the day, I got my 2R, and I'm halfway through an audiobook while doing that, right? Improving my learning skills as well as hitting target. Another example from this week alone. This is Apple. Again, a trade we took on Monday in the room. Okay? We get into the trade. We take that trade long. Boom, right over here. I'm in it long. Put my stop loss right over there. Moves up. Yay, we're up 1.5R. Trade's looking awesome. People are like, oh, I'm up 1.5R. I'm going to raise my stop under this pivot or this pivot or this pivot, right? Pivot trailing. Or I'm going to go break even. Comes down to the VWAP, you're out break even, or you got trailed out, or for a small profit, 2R, set it and forget it, ended up getting 2R, and no stress involved here. So these are all just examples from this week alone, right? And you guys know the judge. You guys be the judge of that, because if you got out early, I mean, you know who I'm talking about. So that's that. That's another thing, okay? This is what most people's trading looks like. Mumbo jumbo, scrambled garbage. That's me improvising. But this is what most people's trading look like. All the junk of garbage. One day they're doing this strategy. One day they're doing next strategy, like different strategy, random strategy every day. One day they're raising stop loss. Next day they want to hold on for target. It's just a random mumbo jumbo. So all that work and thinking, and you have no results to show for it. You know who you are. All that work, all that thinking, and you have no results to show for it. No results. This is what I would say, as Jared says, when will that insanity stop? Right? Why are you trying to be right? Why are you trying to get the most out of every trade? Just do what, something that you can follow. So when will that insanity stop? Stop doing the same thing over and over and expecting your trading results to change, because I hate to break it to you, they're not going to change. You might as well give up, right? I hate to be harsh, but you might as well save yourself the trouble, right? So stop doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, right? Just give in. Stop trying to be right. Okay? All right. Lack of integrity and low self-esteem. Breaking your trading plan or not having one in the first place results in a lack of integrity, right? And has a lot of unintended consequences for you in other areas of your life. Because think about it. If you don't follow through on what you say, if you don't believe in what you say, if you don't take action or follow through on whatever's coming out of your mouth, what is that telling the world? What is that telling other people? What's that telling the universe, right? Universe is like, hey, if this guy doesn't even believe in himself, this girl doesn't even believe in himself, right? Who else is going to believe in you then? So lack of discipline and lack of integrity will result in low self-confidence and low self-esteem, because your brain will say, hey, man, this guy just keeps saying things. He doesn't actually do it. Every Monday, he's like, I'm going to follow my trading plan, and then he breaks it again. So slowly, your brain's going to be like, you know what? No self-esteem, low self-esteem, no confidence, no discipline. And that's going to affect other areas of your life. Trust me, I'm saying that from personal experience, okay? It does affect other areas of your life. You might not know it now. It's going to affect your relationships. It's going to affect your health. It's going to affect a lot of different areas, because your brain's like, man, this guy doesn't even believe in himself, so why should we believe in him? So, heck, even if you make money doing random things, you're likely to not enjoy trading, right? You will burn out due to the stress and frustration, right? Because if you're doing random thing, and even if you're making money, I used to, work at a prop firm before, right? And I've been at a different prop firms to teach and stuff like that. And a lot of times I've noticed there are traders in there that are making good money. I mean, they're making $300,000, $400,000 day trading, scalping, but they're like screaming, they're shouting, they're frustrated, they're cursing in the trading floor. I'm like, dude, even if you make money, that's not how I want to make money, right? Can you imagine having to curse every day? He's in the trade. He's like, oh God, AYNI, why the stock do that? Like throwing their keyboards all around, mouse all around, shouting at each other. I'm like, man, even if you make money that way, you're going to burn out with stress and frustration. And that's not an enjoyable career, not a career that I want. So stop using your brain, okay? I know it's hard, it's impossible, but stop using your brain. Use your brain to find and take the good trades. Use your thinking to find that trade and take that trade. But thinking should not be used or acted upon once you're actually in that trade. Once you're in the trade, let your rules guide you, right? Once you are in the trade, let the rules guide you and not the situations or circumstances, right? Not like, oh, market's doing this, bottoming tail. Oh my God, volume just came in. Oh shit. No, thinking should be done when you're taking that trade. Once you're in the trade, no thinking. Let the rules guide you. Doing that, right, If you do the other way, it will result in random results. You might as well go to Vegas. At least you have some fun and get free drinks, right? If you want to gamble, you want to do random stuff, go to Vegas. At least you have a good time, right? Get some drinks, have some fun. There's no fun losing money in your computer, okay? So the next one, but on Mo, I tracked it with, this is the most important question I get all the time. But on Mo, I tracked it with gross R, but my net R results will be different, right? Because of slippage, bad fills, right? Because yes, you're saying we make 2R, but not every trade is 2R because we got slippage, we got bad fills, right? And some losing trades are not minus 1R, they're like 1.2R loss, 1.1R loss, right? Bad fills and slippage. So even if I make and track a system that makes 250 Rs a year, net's not going to be the same because of slippage and fill. The answer to that, yes and no. Let me explain. So if you find a system, let's say that produces 250 gross R units per year, right? That's realistic, guys. That's 20 R a month, right? 20 R a month will get you there. So gross, I'm talking about gross, right? Not net, before fills and slippage. Let's say you find a system that's producing 250 gross R units per year. What do you guys think is realistic for bad fills or slippage, right? 5%? 7%? How about 10%, right? I mean, when we did the poll in the room the other day, the poll of the traders in the room says 10% is realistic for slippage and bad fills. I agree, right? 10% is very realistic for slippage and bad fills. I'm going to take it a step further and double it to 20%. I'm going to say 20% for slippage and fills. Let's do the math and see if the system still makes sense to do. So the system we tracked made 250 R units per year. Let's take off 20% off the top for slippage and bad fills. You still ended up making 200 R units per year. So you still make money. So why all that thinking and all that stressing? Just take the darn trade and don't worry about it, right? Bad fills and slippage are part of the game, and they're the cost of doing business. Once you get to my risk level, it's not even a question about, oh my God, I took slippage. Like, it's a given. You will take slippage. I take slippage on every single trade I take. But the reason I keep doing it, right, the reason even if I don't get filled or I get filled very late, right? For example, even on UMRX today, I got filled late, right? But I will still take that trade because I know that the system is profitable. So if the system is making X amount of R units and I take off even 20% for slippage purposes, I still end up making money. Does that make sense? So that's why sometimes, I mean, again, this is again another point where Jared and I are going to differ. And honestly, we don't differ because I don't recommend anybody use stop market orders. But a lot of times I end up using that because I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to subtract 20% of the top of my growth results for slippage purposes, right? And I'm still going to end up making money. So I almost never make 2R net, right? Usually my trades are about 1.8R, 1.9R net. Heck, sometimes even less than 1.5R due to slippage or bad fills. But over the course of the year, it'll even itself out and you still have a winning system, okay? Does that make sense what I'm trying to get at, guys? Because this is the most important slide out of all the lectures, right? All what we talk, this is the most important slide is to, once you find a system that's winning, slippage is, like, I don't even think about slippage, right? I mean, you guys hear Jared, anytime I take a trade, Jared's like, guys, be careful, that one's thin, that one's going to be slippage. For me, yes, I know it's going to take slippage, but I already accept 20%. I already accept 20% slippage. So for me, I will still end up making money at the end of the year without having to think. How does it even itself out? Well, here's how it evens itself out, right? Sometimes you make 1.8, sometimes you make 1.9. Yes, sometimes you make 1.5. But at the end of the year, it'll roughly be about 10 to 20% subtraction, right? Does that make sense? So it'll even itself out because some of you are going to make full 2R, right? So that's what I meant when it even itself out. So I'm taking off 20% off my results. So I'm deducting 50 Rs, guys. Now tell me, I'm being more than realistic, okay? You make 250 Rs. I'm taking off 50 Rs for slippage off the top. Is that not realistic? 50 Rs of slippage, you know, I'm taking off the top. You still end up with a winning system. So why all that thinking and all that stressing? Oh my God, that trade is, oh, this trade is doing this. Oh, that's not a good break. Oh, I'm going to get out half. Oh, I'm going to get back in this now. Like, oh my God, that stuff to me, like gives me anxiety. Gives me anxiety thinking about getting out, getting back in. Oh my God, half out, half in. Okay, 84%. Like, oh my, this is too much. Get in, get out. One trade, one exit. End up with more money at the end of the year anyway, right? So that's what I meant by a trading system. Okay, in 1 second. All right. So now here's a member question. This I got recently. Hey Anmol, I'm in your swing trading newsletter from the beginning of this year. I have done every single trade you've called and I'm risking 2% per trade, right? I have made 40% this year on my account, which is awesome, but the tracking spreadsheet says 48%. I'm not able to mimic the full results and getting bad fills and slippage on those swing trades. Here was my response. Dude, you still made 40%. Okay. You could have used your brain and done all that thinking, raise your stop loss, worry about after hours movements, or you can just follow the plan and still end up making money. Key point to notice, focus on making money and not on getting every little penny from a trade. Okay. Lesson to learn from this, don't trip over dollars to pick up pennies. Okay. Don't trip over dollars to pick up pennies. You get filled a few cents late on the trade, so be it, guys. It's part of my system. I get half our fill late on a trade, so be it. It's part of my system. At the end of the year, it'll roughly account to about 15-20% that I'm deducting anyway off my results, right? So don't trip over a dollar to pick up pennies. I honestly don't care about bad fills because at the end of the year, it'll all make sense if my trading system works. Does that make sense? So this guy, same thing. Newsletter, I was up 48% at the time of the email. He made 40%, roughly about 20% in slippage, right? Roughly about 20% in slippage. So if you get filled late, so be it. There will also be trades where you get a perfect fill. Sometimes you get even a better fill at times, right? So at the end of the year, you still end up making money, and that is the ultimate goal for trading. So a safe bet to say is to find a system that makes money, take 10 to 20% off the top of the gross track results, and that is what you can expect to make net. Okay? That too, without thinking or stressing. So the last slide for you guys. Find strength in surrender, right? Surrender to your odds. Surrender to your probabilities. Don't try to be the best trader. Just focus on making money. Don't try and be right. Just let go. Just let go. Just turn off that brain. Just let go. No shoulda, woulda, coulda. These are my odds. I know what to expect. Rinse and repeat. You will have thoughts because you have a brain, right? So you will have thoughts. You're going to have thoughts that make you going to exit the trade, make you want to raise your stop, make you want to do stupid things. But, you don't have to act on those thoughts, right? Thoughts happen. You don't have to act on every single thought you get. Can you guys imagine if you acted on every stupid idea that came into your head? I bet you'd be in trouble, right? Especially all my guys listening right now. Can you imagine if you acted on every stupid idea you got? You'd be in trouble. So it's okay to have thoughts. It's okay to have ideas. You don't have to act on them, especially Eric I'm talking about here. Okay, Eric? You can have those thoughts. You don't have to act on them. Okay? So it's okay. Just let go. Surrender to your odds. Okay, surrender to your odds. And that's all I'm going to leave you guys with, right? You can do it. You can do this. Like, guys, if I can do it, you can do it, right? I started trading when I was 18 in India, going to college in London, not getting a single job, trying to learn how to trade, right? Failed at math in school, okay? And I could do it. So literally, like if I could do it, you can do it. So you can do this. Just as I said, don't accept mediocrity of yourself, right? Strive for greatness. A lot of people are trying to survive. I want you to thrive, okay? Don't try and survive. I want you to thrive. So strive for greatness. Don't strive for mediocrity, okay? Don't strive for mediocrity. Don't settle. I think a lot of people settle in trading. They're like, this is my personality, this is it, and I'm not going to change, and then that's that, right? But we all know human brain, half of the human brain is malleable. That means you can construct new, brain cells and all of that. You can do all of that. So you can change. You can do this. So, and I'm going to leave you with that, So hopefully you guys learned something today. Hopefully you guys got some things to think about, some points for you to consider, and more importantly, just some reflection. Like, do some reflection, right? Sit alone with yourself and just do a little reflection. Like, who am I as a trader, right? What are thoughts am I having? What about my mindset do I believe to be true? Like, gotta think about those things and then create a trading system. Okay. So hopefully you like that. And that was my lecture, guys. That was my presentation. And again, no matter how much I know people on YouTube like to learn strategies and setups, you guys know what I think is more important. And every single lecture I've ever put out is based around probabilities, statistics, and systems. Because in my opinion, that was a game changer for me. My life changed. My trading changed when I built the system. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I want to share that with you. That's it.
When it comes to aiming traders with the tools they need to trade profitably, nobody does it better than we do. Whether you're struggling to understand the stocks and forex markets, trade effectively, or make money from your trades, we can help. Here is Live Traders. We help prospective and existing traders maximize their trading experience. Our specialty lies in providing effective trading education to maximize your ROI. As a forward-thinking trading company, we also offer many free and paid educational materials to arm you with proven trading tips and strategies. When you sign up with us, you'll be able to leverage our live trading chat room, weekly webinars, expert advice, and trading ideas to improve your trading experience and become profitable every month. Our experience and commitment to helping you trade profitably makes us right for you. Sign up now, and let's help you become the most successful trader you can be. Visit livetraders.com to learn more.